What is up, guys? Orbital-Pilot back here once again in the world of Warthunder. This time taking this guy in the F86 F2 Sabre. Now, I know I have quite a bit of content of this plane up, but after flying the Hunter, I really just wanted to take a plane that I loved out into realistic, see how it did against the Italians. Now, sadly enough, there weren't a bunch from this game, but it was a really good game. Not because I did really well, but because I finished well, and all throughout the beginning of the battle, it was just absolutely terrible playing. So as we can see, I try to follow a CL up. If I hadn't wasted so much energy in the turn, I might have caught him. Now another CL pulls in, dodge him, and then another MiG-15. Now going heads up in an F2 Sabre is not the worst idea, especially against a MiG, just because of all the cannons that you do have. Of course, you have 4 20mm cannons that are honestly probably my favorite cannons in the game currently. So right here, I'm just wasting an absolute ton of energy. I'm well aware of it, but I'm kind of using the mountains as kind of a hidden effect. So if I fly behind the mountains and these people don't already have eyes on me, they're not going to be able to see me, of course. So I'm really kind of using the mountains as kind of a divergent, I guess you could say. So CLs, tons and tons of CLs this game. I had no idea what was going on. But MiG-17s, CLs, very common. In fact, it kind of comes down to a MiG-17 later on in the battle, but we'll see about that later. So of course, chasing down a CL, he is chasing my buddy. So I'm really gonna try to get. I'm gonna try to get both people off him. Now, luckily enough, I only have to kind of scare him. I don't actually have to shoot them down, of course. Now, I always prefer to go for the people that are the last in line, I guess you could say. As we can see, I terribly messed up that shot. I was really rusty. That's a kill that normally most people would get immediately. But, you know, me being rusty and me flying the Hunter, a little bit different. So CL pulls back up. This guy tries to dance with me all day. So my right wing is now shot up. It's not looking super great. Of course, any damage to the F86 is pretty crippling. Try to take some long shots. This is another one of those shots that should have been really easy. But here's the thing. With planes like the CL-13, or really any Sabre, they're really good at making random motions. And that's just what this guy's doing here. There's no way I can aim the guns and lead them, because I have no idea what direction he's going to go. Now, of course, with a little bit of practice, and if I was a little bit further away, maybe. But like I said, pretty rusty with these guns. So I was having major issues. I'm down to 131 shots, or about 75 in each cannon. So yeah, it's not looking too good at all. So it's actually less than 70 rounds, and now it's down to about 50 rounds. So kind of scary. Of course, with this many people left in the game, there's still quite a bit of work to do. Now, of course, I can't dogfight nearly as well because of the CL. My right wing is pretty torn up. Minor damage in top tier jets is extremely annoying because there's not a lot that you can do. The CL's going to outrun me, of course, because, like I said, right wing is damaged, slowing me down a little bit. Not to mention the CL is lighter. It has a little bit more power. So as soon as I get far enough away, I am going to turn back around because there's just no point in chasing this guy. So right now I have 0 to 0, 0 kills, 0 deaths. My right wing is shot up. I'm running pretty low on cannon ammo. The game is not looking too good. Right now my team is kind of falling apart a little bit. Not majorly, but we're not doing the best for sure. And sadly enough, still I think a MiG-17, a couple MiG-15s, and a couple CLs. So a pretty good team on their side. They should be able to win this fairly easily. So MiG-17, of course, always go after the biggest fish, because once I shoot down the MiG and the CL, which in theory, but although it wasn't looking too great this game because I cannot aim, but once you get the fastest planes down, then you're okay. If you can fight MiG-15s and LA-15s only, then obviously you have quite a big advantage. MiG-17s, though, a little bit different story. So MiG-17 turns in behind the mountain. That's just when I saw those shots fly by. Thank God he was using tracers. So take it into the vertical. Like I said, I don't know exactly what's behind me. I know the MiG-17 turns back around and there's a MiG-15. So I have to be kind of careful. Now MiG-17 continues to turn around. I wasn't sure exactly what he was going to try to do, but he does straighten out. And yeah, take another head on. Now, luckily enough, a hit right there, like I said, that is going to cripple him a little bit, but it's not going to do a ton of damage. If it's anywhere near the fuselage, it's pretty much going to be fine. CL takes another head on, and this is really where the match starts to go downhill. Now, I killed the CL. I'm sorry, I don't really count that as a kill, but close enough. We'll talk about that here in a second. Now, MiG-15, of course, takes it up. My right wing is pretty much dead. Luckily enough, the MiG-15 pulls just barely up enough for me to get guns on target, and that's my first kill of the match. Now, the CL runs into me. Luckily enough, I don't die, but he does, so that's 2 people down from their team. I have a minute left to fuel, and I have a right wing that's pretty much unresponsive. Now, luckily enough, the Sabre does have fairly good aileron, so as long as I keep on the left aileron, I can kind of keep the plane balanced. Here's the thing about landing a damaged plane, though, guys, is just because I'm flying alright right now at 600 miles an hour does not mean I will fly straight in a line down closer to 200 miles an hour where I need to be so I can land. So I could have cut this part out, but I'm going to keep it here just because it's kind of necessary. For how this match turns out. So I didn't realize I was going almost 670 miles an hour, pop the air brakes, and there's just no way. Now I could go ahead and try to belly land, which would stop me in time, but it would probably also rip off both wings. So with 41 seconds of fuel left, I am going to turn up the throttle and I'm going to make another pass at it, which ended up being a fairly decent decision. So right now, my team actually kind of took back over. I was kind of proud, kind of rare for an American team to do that. Of course, in my opinion, they have been getting a little bit better. But of course, I took out the CL and the MiG-15. Now, the MiG-15 was damaged, so not too impressive. And the CL tried to ram me, and luckily enough, of course, this... well, I don't really know how, but somehow I lived. So, of course, when making this right-hand turn, it's going to be quite scary because any drag on that right wing is going to just flip me right over. So, taking it kind of slowly, using the throttle to kind of turn very, 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 very slowly, turn the plane around. Never, ever use full elevator. So, making another pass, 400 miles an hour, I'm going to go ahead, pop air brakes. Of course, the air brakes on the Sabre are pretty much, in my opinion, the best, if not one of the best air brakes on a jet. It's like hitting a brake in a car, just full out. I mean, you can drop 600 to 300 miles an hour so incredibly fast that you can make MiGs overshoot, Hunters overshoot. It's honestly probably one of the best parts about this plane, but still coming in a little bit hot. 230 miles an hour is a little bit too fast for this runway. So try to use some try to use some rudder, which at 160 miles an hour probably would have worked, but there's nothing I can do at 230. Otherwise, I would have outran the runway. Now, luckily enough, it is going to let me repair, and it's going to jump into action real quick. I am sorry about this, but once I get back up, the MiG-17 tries to go head on pretty much instantaneously. Now, luckily enough, dodge him. He is the last player on their team, so it's kind of me versus the MiG-17. My other teammates are down repairing, so they're really not going to be a big help. Now, I have two choices. The MiG-17 is faster because he's been up longer than me. I could fly over my base and try to have AAA shoot him down, but I hate it when people do that, so I'm not going to personally go and try to do that. Or I can try and dogfight, but if he does continue to rub, there is nothing I can do to catch him. Luckily enough, that's not what he's going to try to do. The MiG-17 pulls back in. I'm going to pull in, try to do another head-on. Sadly enough, black out and get terrible, terrible shots on target. So MiG-17 turns back around. I'm not sure if he's going to try to go instantly around, and it looks like he is. So try to pull back in. This plane will outturn a MiG-17 as long as you're not damaged, and at certain speeds. So MiG-17, once again, tries to use the mountain. He's using the exact same tactics I am. He pulls in. Now, of course, I pull in much, much faster than him. So try to take another head-on, and yeah. So, with the left and right wing damaged, pretty much not fully unresponsive, but obviously major, major crippling. There's not a lot I can do now. With 100% throttle, trying to go in. Obviously, he's just out-turning me ridiculously easy now. Stay close to the mountains and pretty much kiss the top of that one. My wings are completely shot. So, trying to stick low to the ground, I'm going to try to go underneath him because I can't turn into him. So, luckily enough, that pays off right now. He cannot get shots on target. Basically, just having to use the terrain as an excuse to get below him. Now, MiG-17 pulls back in. I knew this is kind of where it was going to end up. So, take some last few shots, get rid of him. So guys, that just kind of goes to show, never give up in these types of matches. Sometimes it pays off. So guys, if you enjoyed the match, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what your favorite jet is, and if you like the F2 Sabre. So guys, until then, fly safe, and I'll see you guys next time.